Welcome back, folks. Today we're going to be recreating a trendy design with a number pop-out and debossed look. Now, a few different creators have done similar designs. I have a different spin on it and I want to share it with you. So I'm going to start off by going to Elements and searching for number frames. Now, I know other creators don't use number frames, but I'm going to use number frames. I'll use a 3 and I'll use a 0. Now, the reason why I like to use number frames is because with number frames, we have the option to make them thicker. We can make them thinner. As you can see, I made it taller and I can make it thicker. So I'm just going to keep them the size that they are, but just know that you do have that option. I'm going to duplicate this page and I'll go back to the first page. For the first page, I'm going to grab the number and I'm going to change it to the color white instead of popping in an image in there. I'm also going to add a border. I'm going to add a black border. I'm going to copy this style and I'm going to apply it to the 0. I'm going to duplicate this page, and what I'll do is I'll just get rid of the 0 from this page. I'll move this to the middle, and on this one page I'll do the opposite. So now I've got a 3 and a 0 on separate pages. I'm going to download page 1 and 2. So I only want page 1 and 2. I want a PNG and I want transparent. I'm going to download those. They're going to end up in my downloads folder in a zip folder. So if I bring my folder over to our view, this is where it is right here. I'm going to right click and extract all. I'm going to get this message. I'm going to say extract, and now they are in here, my 1 and 2. I'm just going to move this over here and I'm going to bring these two back into my workspace. And I'll just delete them. I don't need them right now. Now on my third page, I had the frames that are empty. And now I'm going to place an image inside of this number. So I'm going to go to Elements. I'm going to go to my recently used. And this is the image that I'm going to use for this design. I'm going to place it up here. Now, using photos with frames can get tricky, but the trick to using frames is not to move your cursor in the frame if you don't want to drop that image in there. What I mean is if I grab this image and I move over the frame, it's going to automatically go in there. And if you want it to go in there, that's great. But if you don't, just work around the frame and your image will not pop in. Now, I'm going to leave the image there for now. I'm going to make it large as I think I'm going to need it for this design. You'll want to make sure that your image covers all of your frame. So make sure that it is as large as your frame. I'm going to go to Position and Layers, and I'm going to move that main image behind my number of frames. I'm going to grab one of my photos and drop it in there. I'll grab the other one and I'll drop that one in there as well. To move the images, just double click on your frame and you'll notice that the image will be transparent. Take the image and just guide it right over the main image until it's not blurry anymore. Okay, so that looks pretty good. We can see that it is sharp all the way around. We're going to do the same thing with the 0. So again, I'm making it larger and then I'm moving it down to match the bottom and then just resizing it until it's not blurry anymore. And that is perfect like that. So when I click on the white space, and you'll see that that looks totally uniform. You can't tell that you've got frames there. We're now going to take the main image and we're going to remove the background. So there we go. we're now going to use those numbers that we downloaded, the 3 and the 0 with the black outline. So I'll go to uploads and I'm just going to drop them on my page. So here they are right here. And what we're going to do with these images is we're going to remove the background. So there's one, and now I'll remove the background on the 0. Let me just switch these around. Now we can take these and just put them right on top of our 3. And we can just match them up like that. I'll take the 0 and I'll do exactly the same thing. And we may need to move them again, but let's see how far we get. Now we can leave those numbers as black, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change them to white. So I'll go to edit, and you can change it to any color that you like, but I'm going to go to duotone, I'm going to go to custom, and I'm going to change both the highlights and the shadows to white. And I'm going to copy that style and I'm going to apply it to the 0. I'm now also going to apply a shadow. So I'm going to go back into edit and I'm going to click on the shadows option and I want to create a drop shadow. And for that drop shadow, I want to use black. Now you'll notice that there'll be a blur amount, an angle, a distance, and an intensity. I'm going to increase the intensity all the way up to 100. And there you can see it right there. For the blur amount, I'm just going to reduce it a little bit so that we can see that debossing effect. Let's see what that looks like. For the distance, I'm going to bring it in a little bit more. And that's what it looks like right now. I'm going to copy that style and apply it to the 3. And again, every time we make an edit, we need to resize our design because we've increased the shadows. So we want to make sure that it's right on top of our original number 3. So that's how that would look. Now I'm going to grab that number 3. I'm going to go back into edit and back into shadows. Now if we decrease the blur, what you're going to notice is that we're going to get this black outline happening over on the left side. But if we toggle the angle, that black is going to move to the other side. So there are a couple of different options depending on what look you want to achieve. I'm going to resize this one more time. And I'll copy that style over to the 0 and I'll do one final adjustment. Now, like a few of my other recent videos, I am going to ask you to choose which style you like best. We're not done yet, though. So this is supposed to be a pop-out, and it's not a pop-out just yet. What we have is we have a man who is in a 30, but he's not popping out because the arms are inside underneath the 3. We need to make this a pop-out. And so when you are creating a pop-out, what you want to do is you want to add or duplicate that image for every pop-out that you have. So we're going to go to position and layers, and I'm going to duplicate the main image. And I'm going to reposition it right on top. But I'm going to crop it from the top because I want the arm to be popping out of the 3. So I'm going to crop it all the way down and I'll crop it all the way over like that. But you'll notice that I also have another arm over here. So what we can do is we can just duplicate this one more time. I'm just going to layer that right on top again, and I'm going to extend that last duplicated image and then crop it from the side. I'll crop it up because I don't want to see that leg coming out, and then I'll move this up a little bit like that to make it look like his arm is coming out of the zero. Now, I don't know whether that looks good. I kind of like it more like this, to be honest. But you know what? You guys let me know what you prefer the best. And there are going to be other options for this. All right, so this is what our first design. So let me know, what do you think of this design? Now the guy is coming out on the bottom there, and that's not very appealing, is it? So what can we do? So this is our first design. Let's go to elements and let's grab a white gradient. So here is a white gradient. I'm going to take this gradient and I'm just going to put it right underneath there to kind of give it more of a cohesive look. I'll go to position and layers. I'm going to grab that gradient and bring it all the way down before the 3, and that will kind of hide his legs a little bit. Now, that is one design. I'm going to duplicate this, and if I change the color to blue, let's say, and you're going to be printing this off to do DTF for sublimation, maybe you don't want that white gradient because it's not going to look good. So what else can we do so that you can use this for sublimation in DTF? Let's get rid of that gradient. Let's go back to elements. What if we were to place a logo where the legs come out? So here is another way to kind of hide those legs if you don't want to see them. And I'll go to edit. I'm going to go to dual tone. I'll go to custom. I'll grab the shadows and I'm going to use a blue like this. I'll go back. I'm going to go to shadows and I'm going to add a white outline. So there is a white outline. Let's click on the background. Let's go to position. And here is our main image on the bottom. I am going to crop that up a little bit so that it's tucked behind that logo. So this is our second option. And let me know, what do you think about our second option? I'm going to duplicate this page and I'm going to add a shadow to the main image. So I'll go to edit. I'll go to shadows. I'm going to add a glow. And for the glow, I'm going to make it white. So I'll just bring this color picker all the way up to the top, and I'm going to increase the intensity. For the size, I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller. And I'll decrease the blur amount a little bit. Now again, whenever we're modifying shadows, that is going to shift our main image. And so you will need to reposition your main image to match with the numbers. So I now need to just slightly reposition my image so that it's matching up with the number 3 and 0. Okay, but it doesn't take a lot of work. I'm going to add a fourth option. I think this is the fourth option. So that's with a shadow. And so this was number 1 with that white gradient. This was with the logo. This is with that shadow on the main image. And I'm going to duplicate this one more time to kind of create a sports poster. So I've got my main page here. I'm going to go to recently used. I'm going to start off by adding this image to my workspace. I'm going to bring it up like that. And I'm going to place that right about there, but I have to make it smaller because I want to see the hands. I'm going to go to position and layers. I'm going to bring that right in behind as the first layer. And I'll bring that up a little bit like that. I'm going to go back to elements and I'm going to place some more photos on my workspace. I'm going to place this one. I'll remove the background and I'm going to move that right there. I'm going to grab that one as well. I'll remove the background and I'll place that one there. I'm going to go back to position and layers. I'm going to grab those two that I just added and I'm going to move them in behind my main player like that. Now for this sharp line here, we're just going to go to elements and we're going to add a shadow. So here is that shadow. I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to go to duotone and I'm going to make that shadow the same color as my background. So I'll click on the shadows. I'm going to use the color chooser to help me make that shadow the same color as the background. I'll do the same thing with the highlights. And I'm going to go to position and layers and I'm going to move that shadow just before my main player. Now we can see this guy in the back, and if we don't like that, you don't want to see the shadow here either, what we can do is we can grab these two here and we can move them in behind that gradient like that. And we can move that gradient down a little bit and even duplicate it to hide those images. And you bring that behind like that. And that's pretty much it, folks. So let me know, which one did you like the best of these four? The one with that white gradient, the one with the logo and that white outline, the one with the shadow around the main subject, or this sports poster? Vote in the comments and let me know which one you like the best. If you learned anything in this tutorial, if you liked this tutorial, press that like button, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on. All right, my friends, for now, I will say bye-bye until next time.